visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? And how are you? Well, happy Independence Day for all of you that accepted and celebrated and appreciated. Now, speaking of Independence Day, I got a note that I want to say about it. Now, there are people who don't celebrate Independence Day. Baby Crone told me about a very, very dear friend of hers that she's been knowing ever since she was in the second or the third grade. And she said to her friend, Happy Independence Day. And her friend was like, what the F?
Mm-hmm.
I don't celebrate that. It's so sad, and not sad because you don't celebrate it, but now in America, we are seeing that racism is starting it'll always be racism, but we can see it's dying down. Now you may say, how? When you say, I can see independence, I can see we got a lot of Black billionaires. We have a lot of Black people that can go out and show their ASS and not get arrested. We are doing things that you couldn't do back in the 50s, back in the 40s, back in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s, even the early 200s. We've come a long way, baby. We have. And so maybe Independence Day could be looked at different, like where we're growing, how we're growing. Now, that leads me into my thing. I felt independence when they found him. They got the charges. Now, they were having parties and squirting Astroglide, but they were squirting baby oil. And so not because that because you're like, say, can you see by the stars early light? No, by the dawn's early night. No, but because we see justice. This is what it was all about for me. Justice for a Black man, justice for a brown man, justice for a red man, justice for an Asian, justice. And that's what this is. So a lot of times people are rejoicing, not because they wanted him free, I'm sure, but because of justice, because we know how the Black male and the Black woman have been treated in years gone by. Not just my mama, who is still alive, and my stepdad, who is still alive, very much and kicking. No, not because of that. No. But because in their days, they long to see the days that we're in today. They are not young, they're old. My mom is 84 years old, so she can't rejoice in it like I can and like you can. This is not a lecture, but it is saying we're moving. We just found out about the 14th Amendment, about how we are legal. We're legal. I remember growing up and hearing about that Blacks were like one something about a tenth or something, animal. I grew up in a household because my family is older, so I grew up in a family talking about these things, talking about slavery, and if the baby was a slave, and because before you could get in school you had to have your birth certificate and all that. I grew up understanding this. So for me, looking back at the years that it came for us to get here, and yes, we do have undesirables in our race, of course, but we have undesirables in every race, across the board, across the world. You even have undesirables in the Vatican. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at Independence Day, I'm looking at it from where we are today, how freedom is ringing, which our ancestors and our leaders died, gave their blood for this day to see a man like, here it is, Sean Diddy Combs, to get a fair treatment. Now, many of you are angry. Oh, this black man, he deserved it, blah, 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 blah. The thing is, that's not what he was not on trial for. He was on trial for racketeering and the major one. What was it? RICO. That's what he was. He was found innocent. And even people feel like, oh, it's not fair, And I get it. But you got to be reasonable. You got to use your common sense. And sometimes we judge so harshly. And as people said to me, you wouldn't feel that way if it was your daughter. First of all, my daughter will not be a prostitute. Because at the end of the day, that's what they were. Yeah. Prostitutes. High class, high paid. That's Hollywood. They were white and exotics. Because I can't say black because they didn't show Miami. What's her name?
Young Miami.
What's her real name?
Carisha.
So look at where we are. Look at how far we come. And maybe many of you who was born in the late 1900s, you wouldn't know because you wasn't there. I remember when DWA, niggas with attitude, that I could say it like that. Oh my God, if you grew up and you knew what they went through, they had me scared. They came from New York. They radicals. They got to be done with. Blah, blah, blah. Rap is a menace to society. Oh, it was horrible. They had me scared of them. When say the anagram, NWA, when they had NWA and they would come on TV, I was petrified. Woo, what? I was a young woman, but I was petrified because, first of all, rap came out back in the 70s. Hip, hop, a hippie, hip. It was wild. And a lot of those brothers have gone on. And then women start coming. And then women and like Queen Latifah and MC Light and Marnie Love. I can't even name them all. No, too early. You just took my name out. I just said her name. What did I say?
You didn't say it.
I did. I called her name. Oh, I can't think of it. But anyway, she did a rap with Queen Latifah. Her name was right there. But no, not Remy Ma. Remy Ma came later down the pipe. Like Remy Ma probably came in the 90s. Oh. I'm not sure. But I'm talking about people that was out there. Queen Latifah back in the 80s, back in the early 90s. We come a long way where I can't even begin to express to you. It's a good thing to see not the first time, and they keep comparing it to OJ. And every time they compare it to OJ, I get annoyed because he's not on trial for Red Room. He's on trial for another thing where the government fudged.
Yes.
Greatly. And the only reason why they didn't let him walk, the only reason, in my opinion, is because it would have been mayhem and madness. Why? Because people would have been like, oh my God, how could they? How could it? So it was a balance. And all of you people out there feeling like he deserved to get what he get. And he did. Who made you judge and jury? Why are you judging a person you don't even know? This is the kicker. I don't know him. And many of you don't know him either. So all we have is what we heard and what we've seen. And even then, he wasn't on trial for the Red Room of Tupac or the Red Room for Biggie. If he was, where a lot of those people are deceased. And not only that, why all this black power, soul power. Why they didn't squeal? Why didn't they come out? Why didn't they say something back then? Why?
That's true.
So now when nobody said anything, now it's like you want to judge him now. But there was a time when a black man went to jail for anything. We sat on pins and needles. Why? Because we know he didn't have a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
There was no law. So when they're out there rejoicing and squirting baby oil or rubbing themselves down with the baby oil, it's also because we see freedom ringing. We see it fair. And that's all I ever want for. If it was you, I'd be on your side too. With let freedom ring. Let it ring from the south to the north, to the east, to the west for black people, because we have been held down so long. And not only that, we've been held down so long, and this made this so clear to me why the world thought we were refugees, because that's how they treated us in this country.
Yeah.
That's how they treated us, as refugees. No rights. Even now, we've seen glimpses where police officers, white men, beat black men and kill them. Rodney King.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
George Floyd.
George Floyd. There was a woman who somebody came in the house and
yeah.
Woo, my God. So just think how it's changing. It's changing for the best. Look at, I never thought in my mind when I was coming up that I would ever see a Beyonce.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Diana Ross was out there, but she wasn't a billionaire. Let me just put that, because to say a billionaire is an understated. Where we see black men equal to white men.
That's true.
You understand? And sometimes where a black man can come on and say he don't want to deal with no black women. When we were in the struggle together, where you see now, I was saying to Baby Crone, and I was saying this is just a thought that I had. Don't judge me. What would it have been like if this would have been a dark-skinned woman, and let's say she was obese? Mm-hmm. Let's say she was 250 pounds, or fairly, that would be obese, right?
Yeah.
250 pounds, and let's say she was 5'7", 5'8". Okay. But she was, I don't want to make her gross.
Right.
I ain't trying to make her gross, Baby Crone.
Carries it well.
Carrying it well, but she's a thick mama. She's dark skinned, kind of got a nice pretty face, nice teeth, everything. She's a freak. How many people would have stood on her side and not judged her? But because it's a white woman, mm-hmm. and what they call them exotic, yeah, we like, oh, poor her. But if it was a black woman, come on, mm-hmm. with an afro, yeah, talk to me, locks,
a soul sister,
soul sister, come on and go, sister. What would they have been like? I wish I could explain it to you how I feel it in my soul. Would we perform this way? Would we? Because our race still have a lot of self-hate towards one another. And until we can get over that and come up into another vibration, we look at them and we feel, oh, I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry for them. I feel sorry for any woman. And I don't care what color you are, to be beaten. But what I don't feel sorry for, you lived a life of vida loca, baby. You wore the finest clothes. And I'm not saying it rationalized anything. I'm just trying to say what it would have been like if it just would have been a black woman, a real black woman, somebody that her roots come from Africa. She's American, but she comes from Africa. She got big titties. They sag a little. You know what I'm saying? But she's good in the bed. You know what I'm saying? She's good under the sheets. And let's say that she did that because a lot of them men, come on, help me. A lot of them men that he had was was not that handsome.
No.
And I'm sure a lot of those women that played a part in this prostitution ring were not all that attractive. But we take out the white women who has always been the creme de la creme. She's always been the eye of the black man. And now he can go and have children and multi-children and live his life. And yet, the black woman still gets slain. The black woman still gets judged. I'm not talking about a black woman my color. You know what they say, when you're light, you're all right. I'm not talking about my color. I'm talking about the darker the berry, where they say the sweeter the juice. I'm talking about that. They still get judged. Help me. Help me. Help me. Am I making this up, baby Crones?
No, you're not making it up.
Society
shows us.
Society shows us that when you're light, you're all right. When you're brown, you can stick around. But when you're black, you get back. But the worst thing about it is we cry so hard for them, but we wouldn't have done it if it was, in my opinion, we wouldn't have performed like this. We'd have been like, ew, what are you seeing? Her. Ew. Oh my God, she seemed like a freak. Yeah. See, we would do that. So for me, no, I'm sorry for anyone. Be clear. Don't get it confused. This is not about her being beaten. They used that because they thought that it was going to get them on RICO charges. They used it because they thought that it would get them where they want. But to their surprise, it wasn't good enough. It failed the test. They didn't care. And then when you see now, stepping away from color, let's walk on into white women. White women are women. You're a woman. They had it bad, and they're where they were getting their butts beat too. They didn't have a voice. We women in general had to march, walk, stomp to get freedom. To get freedom. And so now that we see that these two women were prostitutes, whoever, even the males, but they don't get no credit because we see the black man struggling still in the system. Help me. So to see that justice prevail, that's a good thing in America. It make a sounding board all over the world. And for the president, whom a lot hate, comes out and say, wait a minute, hold up. Black people born unto slavery, they are free here. This is their country. Am I right about it? Did I say it right?
Yes.
So, and what was the name of that made this case about that boxer who would flaunt around? And I don't know, but I heard the story. He flaunted around with the white women, but when he came over state lines, I mean, you understand?
Was it Dred Scott?
I don't know his name, but you don't have your phone. My God. But anyway, baby Crones looking up that information. So to see all this and to see it's changing and to see it, I'm happy. So yes, I'm happy for Independence Day because I see us becoming more and more independent, to be able to live in white neighborhoods, there was a time when a black person moved in, white people moved out. I seen it. I lived it. So for you all that didn't live in the 70s, I start growing up in the 70s. You see, I grew up in the 70s. I was young, but I did like my teenage years, like 11, 12, 13. I did those in the 70s. So to see a change, I'm ecstatic. Is that say the word right?
Ecstatic isn't happy? Well,
yes.
Overly joyed?
Yes. I'm happy because I've seen where we come from. I know the struggle. I've seen it. I've seen the revolution come to pass. Many of our ancestors has marched and died and was assassinated for victory. And for us to be here this day, and for many of us to be able to look at the exotics and not no problems with the exotic, but like I said, put kinky hair on her head and knock her back down. She's brown, so put her back down to black. You know what I'm saying? Give her some more fuller lips. Not an exotic. I'm talking about Cassie. Do that, and how would we judge her?
Yep.
Many of you wouldn't have felt that way. Many of you would have felt like she deserved it. Look at her. She's a freak. But you get the pretty girls. You get the pretty girl, and of course the white girl is the white. Was she a blonde? God, but no, if she was a blonde, we in trouble. Because America love their blonde white women and their blue eyes. I'm not saying she is, because I don't know what color. I don't know what color hair she had. I don't know.
That's the problem with them being Jane Does and keeping their identity.
She was able to keep her identity anonymous. You see, but if it was a black girl up there, big and bold and black, my question is, would you feel differently? Because we have a lot of hate towards one another in our own race.
Yes.
So when they were out there, you know, with their shirts off and rubbing baby oil and being happy, not many of them, not because they was for Diddy,
right,
but they were for justice. Because we know what it's like for a black man in America. And to see the tides are changing, that means they're making it easy for you and easy for me and easy for those that come after us. When we are old like my mom, they're making the law even. And now that the world knows, we're legal. And when people say, send me back to Africa, that ain't your home, baby. That may be where you're rooted from. But you are, if you was born and your mama and her mama, her father and her father's father and her mama's mama, going back 200 and something years, I got those roots. That's our roots. You understand, baby Crone? When you can go back like that, and why Africa gonna open their doors? Many people go across the world and live in these places, but they gotta become a citizen.
Yes.
Because why? Because you're rooted here. This is where you are. So when you think about independence, yes, our people have struggled to be where we are. We have struggled to be here today, to see this. I'm awestruck. And to see that there were 4 women, once upon a time it would have been 12 angry white men.
That's true.
What? So to see the change, I don't know if I'm expressing it right. I don't know if you get the gist of what I'm saying. That's why I say to you, this ain't about me caring that I don't know him. I don't have a horse in this race. I only care about justice, because that's what we lack. And so when you see the black man or the black woman and she's wearing her bonnets and she loud and she's obnoxious and she's rude and she's got her hair blue and her titties hanging out. Then somebody say, put them titties back. When you see, as freedom, once upon a time you couldn't do nothing like that.
No.
We come a long, long way. And I guess I just dropped by today on Independence Day to say, look how we're becoming more and more and more independent.
True. That's what people need to realize.
Talk to me, baby Crone.
Because
peek over in the camera. You don't have those lips, but you're pretty.
Oh, okay. Where's my face? Hello. Hi, guys. I'm in my winter garb. I'm a bit chilly in here.
She stays chilly. Hormonal.
So, my friend had said that this country really isn't free.
No, we're not.
Oh.
For the black people.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But we're evolving. A white man that the world hate gets on and say, wait a minute, the 14th Amendment, and people are arguing about it.
They are.
They said, wait a minute, hold up. It doesn't say that, but it was taken out of context because it's another part that led to it. Am I right?
Yes.
And that was, who was the man?
Yes, I found out the boxer that you was talking about, the heavyweight boxer. His name was John Johnson.
He flaunted them white women.
Johnson.
Oh, he flaunted them white women. Oh my God, did he make white people nauseous? Do you know it took a lot for white men to accept black men sleeping with their women? Especially with their blondes and their blue eyes and their redheads and their brunettes.
I know they
what? Oh, do you know? Oh my God. And now to see them like, I don't care. Love who you love.
Yeah.
Like who you like.
That's how
sleep who you sleep with, huh?
I said that's how free we've got.
Talk to me, baby. Crone. Talk. And this is what I come to talk about. So no, and many people say, how could you? What if it was your daughter? But I declare unto you would never be my daughter. Why? Because my daughter is loved. If I had 10 of them, maybe one would have went astray. But I, as a mother, would not, because I'm going to tell you why. I grew up under the fear of God. I grew up under the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not fornicate. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I grew up under that. And I declare unto you, a lot of people, not all, but when you've been raised under God and the fear of God lives in your heart, and you got a God-fearing mom and a God-fearing dad that loves you, you wouldn't be out there doing nothing like that. I don't know her mother, but her mother must be something of the street too, because the fruit don't fall far from the tree. And as I understand it, her mother told her to go back there, from what I heard. Mm-hmm. I don't know how true it is.
That's the rumor on the street.
That's the rumor. So I don't know about her mother. But I know the fruit don't fall far from the tree. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, maybe her mother wasn't as deep. I don't know her mother. I ain't even trying to judge her mother. That's what rumor is. And the rumor is that her mother told her to go back to him. Why not? Because you help greasing mama pocket. You're paying mama. And all I'm saying is I'm treating her just like y'all would treat any dark-skinned, black, nappy hair, nappy. Because if they have locks, that's what they say.
It's true.
I got this piece on, but I got locks in my back. And the only reason why I didn't wear them because they haven't came here yet. They almost though.
They are.
They almost, because I always will hold on to some kind of blackness within inside me. I've always known that they looked at me as an exotic. Mm-hmm. I already knew that. What are you? Are you Hispanic? What are you?
Are you ambiguous?
Yeah, I grew up. That's what I'm saying. So I have no race in it. I mean, no fight in it. I am a Black American with African roots. My ancestors from my lineage came on the last boat to slavery. And once they came, some of them, I think in Avatar, as I forgot the name of the movie, some of them did get to go back. But my ancestors stayed, and they are the foundation. They are the rock of America because they built America. Their equity was sweat, blood, and their lives. And many of them got paid dimes, if any, for the work they did. And when we take the time to sit back and think on these things, not where you are today, many because you're young, but people in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, and they don't feel that way. Maybe some 40s, but certainly 50s, because you've been in that era. You know what it was like. You've been to live to be 50 years old, and Diddy started out in the 90s, the old world. And we're evolving. And I'm telling you this, for everyone that is angry, for everyone that's pissed off, for everyone that feel a way about it, for everyone that feels a way about it or whatever, don't waste your time hating. Why? Because it's low vibrational. And so obviously, all the girls, all the men, all the boys. There was no boys, all right? Because they even thought they was going to get them on that. I even thought they had them on the little kid thing. They didn't. Oh, I thought they had them because I was rubbing my hands. I'm like, yeah,
They said they
that
had all
sucker.
this evidence and video
I
footage.
thought they had it. Oh my God, I was riveted. Yeah, get him, because I'm against injustice. But now, when the case started going and I'm running the cards, and the card said, don't be surprised if he walked. Last time said, oh, it's going to be a night. Now I understand. I said, I don't understand why this 9 of swords here. Right, because it was, I knew it. That's why I say he may not walk. But we know he going to walk.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing. They got something, but they ain't got nothing to damn him to hell. And for that, justice prevailed. If they could have found anything to take that man down to hell and take his money with the RICO, they would have done it. So it wasn't rigged. And you have 4 white women. Oh, talk to me. Do you know that the white women at one time was worse to the black man than the white man?
Mm-hmm.
You better look at that movie Mandingo. They sleep with you, but wanna boil you in water when you don't give them what they want. Mm-hmm. This is the world. So we are changing and we are evolving. And yes, there will be a day where blacks will get over this anger, this resentment, or don't marry a black woman because she's this and that. We're getting up from it. Elevation, we're rising. Our minds are rising. Our souls are rising. We are going to start being, we don't want to be looked at the world as a sty. We want to be looked at as beautiful. And we are evolving. Yes, we have ditties in all races, all colors. There are ditties. But for what he was charged for, he got off. And as for me, let me say this clearly. I am so happy that justice stood for justice for not just a black man, but a dark-skinned black man. They finally didn't see him as the boogeyman.
That is true.
A black man with billions. Come on. In our lifetime, we seeing that. Do you know our ancestors ain't never seen no stuff like this? Do you know there were probably no billionaires? They were just millionaires.
Yeah.
So to see this, we have a right as a people to rise up and be better. And let's love one another. My black sister, my black sister, my black brother. Let's love one another. And when I saw them out, the only thing I said to Baby Crone, if this was in my backyard, could have went up there and came back home. This in my backyard. If I was able, we would have been there.
Yeah.
Baby Crone didn't want to go. So I come today on Independence Day to say, yes, I'm looking at independence from a day of where we come from. Look where we come from. Some of you all don't have an idea. You're too young. Baby Crone don't know. Too young. But if you're in your late 40s and you're in your 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, you know. It has not been easy for us, for education, for nothing. And now what I see America is truly becoming a melting pot. Not where people just come to get rich, but where you see the white man and the black woman join hands and openly make babies and express their love towards one another. You see the Asian man and the white woman, or the Asian man and a black woman come together. These days, oh my God, these days was just dreamt about. Martin Luther King said it, that the little white boys and the white and black girls will come together, and we're seeing the prophecy come true. And yet, until we can learn to love us for who we are. And when the black woman begin to rise up and recognize her beauty, recognize her flaws, recognize that I am human, I am beautiful. When the black man can rise up and know I am beautiful, I can become anything I want in this country. The only thing that stopped me is me. And when we can learn to love one another and begin to marry one another and begin to grow back, because back in the day, that's what the slavery was meant, to separate us, to make us feel like dogs. There was a time that we was considered less than human. We were considered animals. You see? So to be able to rise up and see this, we don't have to live in that low vibration. We can rise up because we know freedom is ringing in this country. Hallelujah. Amen. It's happening. Slow. We still got a long way to go. And many of us got a short time to get there, but we're growing. And I wish that I could go back and they could have a screen and I can go back from the beginning of America all the way up to the day and see how we have evolved. That's good news. It's time for independence. Now, you may not like what I'm saying. You may say, oh, you preaching, you this, you that. Oh, my God. Yeah, we still got a long way to go. We do. But you know what? But you're seeing the fruit of the laborer. And you see that things are turning. And that's what I wanted. So I just dropped by to say, I'm happy that justice, if he was found guilty, and we felt it because we all felt it. But before I go, I want to leave this. I saw an Asian woman. She's a blogger. I didn't get her name. You know me. I only think about people's names and stuff. I'd be so riveted into what they're saying. And she said that when she was in the courtroom, and she said that she was saying that that when Diddy fell on the chair, she said that it didn't even matter. Now this is when you know things are changing. This is an Asian woman. She said the whole court, it didn't even matter whether you was against him or for him or against him. You felt the energy of it all. You felt the energy of his family. You felt the energy of that case when they said you felt it. That's power.
That is power.
And you can't feel something if it's fake. And what I think, we already know Diddy will never be the same. People say he will, he'll never, ever be the same. He's got a mark of Cain on him now. When people see him, they are shrieking hard. Never be the same. His money won't save him. Never. It'll always be people that's going to hang around the billionaires and the multi-millionaires. You're going to always have that. But he'll never be the same. Ever. Why? How could he be? He'll be a fool, because if he gets caught up and go back, let me tell you something. He ain't got to worry about the court judging him, because we would judge him so hard it would be scary.
That's true.
You hear me? He goes back and do some dumb sugar honey iced tea.
Did not learn his lesson.
We would be done. And we would say, you fool. You made it by the skin of your teeth.
Yes.
You get what you deserve.
Yes.
And we will walk away.
Yes,
even if they found him, even if he was innocent and they found him, even though he was guilty. But how do I say this thing?
He was only found guilty.
No, I'm saying, but in the future.
Oh, yeah, like in the future, if he
go back to this,
yes,
no mercy,
not at all.
And he knows this. So for him to get out, just as much ring. What's that guy that the lady told us about? Who he's senile, he old, and
yes, the CEO Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, so yeah, he gonna get some time. Yes, of course he gonna get some time, but his time that he ain't gonna serve no life. I already said that if he served 5 years, and I don't think so. I don't know, because I ain't pull out the cards today. This is not a day for cards. This is my opinion. Do I think? I think he might get 2 years.
Yep.
I think he gonna walk. He done did. If he got 2, he already done did 1. If he get 2 years, he already done did 1 year in pain and agony and suffering.
That's true.
My God. So look what he's gone through. And even though they only denied him going home, in my opinion, because it would have been a ruckus. It would have been mad. I mean, I see white women snarling. He get it. I see black women. I don't get it. But I just know that if it was big old black woman up there, You know, let that one with the blue hair, that the shorts that they told put those titties back that was out there, let her been there. Would justice had been preserved? No, we would have arraigned her. You understand? But these are Hollywood scholars. They are the Hollywood. They are the elites of the elites. And they are prostitutes. No, they're not the prostitutes that's out there on the corner turning the trick. That's not them. These are the prostitutes that's getting paid big money. And she kept going back. And so when you look at the case for what it is, not what, because don't let your hate or your disdain get in the way of judgment, because that let me know you're in low vibration. Rise up and see a truth as a truth. You don't have to like him. You could hate his guts. But just because I hate you, justice must be served. And I felt it was fair.
It was.
It was fair. And my only gripe is, if that was a black man who left, then it should have been a black man who stepped in, not another white man. That was my only beef. But nevertheless, it worked out. Not because they was rooting for him. No. But because it was fair. And they found, just like many of you knew it wasn't what it was. But because you're looking at, but he's a red room. This is not what this was about.
No. Just because he has the tendency to beat on a woman doesn't mean he has the tendency to hit someone.
Every day, if he ever hit a woman, they know they got the upper hand. Especially bruise me, give me a black eye so I can go, because that would take him down, because they resent that. And many women out there has been beat. And many of you brothers out there, black brothers, that know good and darn well you have beat a woman, slapped a woman, cheated on a woman, brought babies home to a woman. You've been disrespectful to your black queens. Come on. But yet you hide your sin and condemn that man.
That's true.
That's what the Bible have a problem with, the hypocrisy of it all. Many of them. And our black women has gone through hell. But these women were the creme de la creme. They were pretty. One white, the one they showing only the case, and the other one, what we consider an exotic, a beautiful black woman. And I don't know if she's black. I don't think so. So I'm just going to call her an exotic. How about that? And she's got black skin. And in retrospect, when you're brown, you're black.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. So,
and when I heard people coming out and talking like people from hip hop, I can't think of his name, but I my memory, and I'm speeding, but I can't think of his name. But many of them came out and said, now, we sat with him, Young Jock. We sat with him. We partied with them, and I never seen none of this. Many of them are coming out and talking, but they were all quiet as a church mouse.
Oh yes,
shaking in their boots. Don't bring me Oprah. Were you at the party? Yeah, you probably went to one of them parties. You probably didn't stay for the after party. Yeah, because you show me Oprah, you go to the party. You was just at that other wedding. Whenever there's a big event, old nosy Oprah gonna go and see. We're up here. I love Oprah, don't get me wrong.
She finally got where she wanted to be, the in crowd.
She's the eagle eye. So she been to one of them parties, that my opinion. This is allegedly, I don't know. But I know old Jay-Z was there.
Mm-hmm.
The who's who, just like the who's who showed up to what's the name of the person who just got married from who
Jeff Bezos.
The who's who, and the who's who showed up at that party. Denzel. Many of them say, I didn't stay. Maybe you didn't, but you showed up and you seen things, and that's what made you walk. The Kardashians.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of them. Amber Rose, I can't even, Ray J's, all of them came to it because that was the spot. That was the elite. That was the place. But those days are dead.
Yes.
If I was any person of an elite, I would never show up. But back in those days, they ain't have cameras everywhere.
Right. I have a question.
Yeah.
Could we compare Diddy's parties to like the Great Gatsby parties?
Yes. Maybe freakier.
Of course.
But the parties, because he would be singing, and because he's have entertainment. I could imagine what it was like to go to that. The Jamie Foxx, come on, they were there. You know, many of them are in cahoots still today.
Yes.
But they ain't have no evidence, and I thought for sure they was just gonna pour Hollywood. Nothing, because the government, no. And I truly believe a lot of times the government get paid. But that's all I had to say on this fine Memorial Day where the sun is shining where I am. And I just wanted to come by and vent. I hope that you get what I'm saying. So all I'm saying to you, black men, love your black women. I like the black guy that said, put your breast back in. I like that.
Yes, for real.
I like that.
That was a nice way to put her in check.
He put her in check. You know, I just like the fact that we are free to say, free to go, free to move where we want. We are not, you know, because we move in a neighborhood, we can, because our presence moved in a neighborhood, it doesn't down the neighborhood. Like, oh, there go a black. You're going to always have it. You're going to even have black people do it to white people. Mm-hmm. And my last thing, for real, this is my last thing. There is this guy on TV. What's his name?
Midlife Stockman.
Oh my God. Love his show. Love what he represents. He goes to neighborhoods. Now he's in the black neighborhood. And now that he's in the black neighborhood, so many black people come out to him and talk to him and this and that. And he's just doing a godly thing.
Yes.
I call him the vigilante of fighting for rights, going against, instead of the government, he's going against people, because people that live in these neighborhoods get offended that he's doing this.
Yep, call the police on him.
Black people.
Yes.
White people.
My neighborhood.
Why are you here? Rise up. This white man, he not knowing what could happen to him, he's in these neighborhoods.
Yes.
Fixing up their houses so the whole neighborhood could look beautiful. Mm-hmm. And get the style out. And instead of, I'm sure 95 of the people bless him, but there's a 5 that don't. And this is what he said. He said, this is what I don't understand about folks. Something wrong with you mentally. He said, please be kind. So he must be getting negative on the damn court. I don't get it. He's saying, be kind. And I'm saying to you, these are my feelings. I'm not judging you. I am going to always be for my people, but I'm in the middle because I got to be for the white too. Because if I cut that out, I'm cutting out another part of me.
That's true.
But I know I'm black. I know I'm black because that's what I was raised in. Mm-hmm. If I would have been raised in my father's environment, would have been different. But I was raised in my mother's environment, and I was the lighter one. So I always stood out. So, I can go into a story with that, but I understand. So for me, as a black woman, let us rise up, black women. Let us show the world that not only are we American citizens, but we know how to conduct ourselves. We are classy women. We are queens. Okay? Let's rise up our black men and let's show the world, yes, we are American citizens and we're not bad. All of us are not bad, rotten eggs. We got a whole lot of good. And a lot of times people are like that because of drugs, because of money, because of where they come from, because of abuse or being beat by a black man. Okay?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Come on. Or many of them now want white women because white men beat women, black women, they beat too. A man is a man. And until we can rise up and get away from this color, that's only the exterior. And that's what I see America doing. We got a long way to go. Remember, I'm saying this, but we're moving. And I'm proud. And I'm proud to be an American now that I know they can't kick me out this land. I'm clear on that.
Yep, fair enough. That's true.
And I hope you are too. I hope you have a wonderful day. For those that don't accept independence and for those that are do, I hope that you enjoy. And if you happen to come by my video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm only speaking out of love. This was not rehearsed. I just knew I had a lot bubbling up in me today. I didn't know how it was going to come out, but it just came out like it came out. Mm-hmm. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's probably long too. How long is this?
40.
Oh, good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gives you some insight. Today, be proud, Black man. Be proud, Black woman. And let us begin to become united again. Let's make peace and not war with ourselves, among ourselves, so the world can see a better us. And with that, I say, please, if you like it, give them to them, baby Clone.
Okay, yes. If you like this video, please give
Slow it down. This is not a race. Slow that down. You always no, sorry. Go ahead. Just slow it down. Okay. This is not a commercial. We want people to come. No, slow it down. Right. You know, you do it. I just couldn't take it this day. You know, I'm on fire today. So, you know, this is my independence. Said, you know what, baby Crow? I don't like it when you say, please, if you take it, that's why I say, but go ahead. Could you just slow it down just a little bit for me? Like you really care, like it really matters.
Okay. If you enjoy
I love you.
Love you too. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to this channel. Please and thank you. But more importantly, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We would really love it. Become a sunflower. Spread those good sunflower seeds and
all over the world, because this is a station where it's about love. Mm-hmm. It's about love and respect. Go ahead, baby girl.
Yes. And play this video.
Let them see your face just a little bit, beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. Squeeze over a little bit more, There we go.
Hey guys. So
hey, let me take your glass. Oh, look how baby she look. She look like a baby. Go ahead, baby.
Yes, if you enjoy
over a little bit. Ling. Okay. There we go. Oh, there it is.
Oh, thank you. Hey, cheese. So if you enjoyed the video, yes, please give it a thumbs up, but play it forward, share it with anybody that would enjoy this sentiment. Somebody that needs to hear this message, because this is a message to get out to everybody out there. Have more love and less hate, and be less in lower vibration, because that's exactly where the government tries to keep us, by having us in fear.
Make the government a liar and rise up and get rid of that hate and love one another. Go ahead, baby. Come.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Raise your vibrations and frequency, and you have a much more improvement on your life.
And last, the reason why those girls got what they got, they on low vibration. Mm-hmm. And when you on low vibration, that's what you draw. It's like a radio station. If I want to listen to gospel, I turn on gospel, I hear gospel. Yep. If I want to hear rock and roll, I hear rock and roll. Mm-hmm. If I turn on my radio station dial and I want to hear hard rock, or I want to hear 70s, or I want to hear top 10 or the top 20 or the top 100, if that's what I hear, that's what vibration. So tone your dial. Yes. Figure out where you want to be. And it's about a mind thing. And once you get it in your mind, your heart will follow. And then when you ain't connected, you'll be able to see things for what they are. Mm-hmm. And with that, I say to you, be blessed. Have a wonderful day. Peace to you. And thank you if you watch this video. Yes. And please try to help us get at least 200. Okay, I'm pushing 150. I would appreciate it. Yes. But nevertheless, thank you for joining us. And you know what we say?
Yes. Sunflower.